Guys, I just want to show you a little clip while I was in photo mode, and I just wanted to illustrate something that was kind of mind-blowing when I saw it. Out of 300,000 rats, or however many rats are in this scene, that one right there is casting a shadow on Amicia's face. I don't know if that's impressive to anybody else, but that's impressive to me. I would not have expected all these rats to like be casting a shadow, especially a soft, nice looking shadow like that. That's how detailed this game is. It literally looks amazing. This is one of the best looking games so far, easily. I'm gonna get right to the point and just say it. I love A Plague Tale Requiem, man. In just 3 years, this series has transformed from an underdog indie game to a full-on AAA experience. Its visuals alone had me in photo mode for 2 to 3 hours at least. It became addictive after a while. And I gotta say, the soundtrack, good God, is it magical. I'll definitely be talking about it in the audio section here in a bit. For this video though, I do want to warn anyone that loves the game. There were some moments in this game that kind of surprised me with how corny they were. So I might sound a bit critical when talking about those parts, but they didn't end up having too much impact overall in the game. So today, join me while I talk about what I loved about the game, and a few of those corny parts as well. I hope you guys enjoy. Oh my God. That might be the most realistic clouds I've ever seen. Holy shit, look at that skybox. Wow. Okay, that is the best looking skeleton, bloody skeleton I've ever seen. I mean, who is the person that modeled this at Asobo? That had to have been a really fun day at work. I'm gonna get a photo of this. This is fucking badass. Oh, that's fucking great. Yeah, I wanna eat that. Oh my God, look at all these bodies. Now that is fucking awesome, man. I don't think I've ever seen a game that has bodies just floating down the river. Look how it's lighting up the rain. The light is like hitting the raindrops as they come down. I don't mean to keep sucking off this game, but my God, that looks good. All right, here we go. Another 30 minutes in photo mode. Can't help it. I literally have to do it. The fucking gloss on her eyes looks so realistic. It's literally just good art direction, man. 70 people. That's insane. And this game is supposedly like 20 hours long. I haven't found one environment that looks like shit. Guys, I cannot overstate how good this game looks. Pretty much all the environments throughout the game have so much love and effort put into them. I rarely could find an environment that I wasn't blown away by. I will say I really liked almost all of the character models as well. Well, with the exception of one. Amicia and Hugo's mother, Beatrice de Rune. It's not even her model that I'm not a fan of, but I think it's honestly her performance and animation that I wasn't a fan of.
Are you sure the alchemist is waiting for us?
Well, Magister Vaudan told me he'd prepared a house for us.
An entire house?
Yes. The Order is very old. They own houses and much, much more.
Her eyes just sometimes didn't match up with her face. Her look and personality just kind of bothered me. There is this part where the Magister is trying to heal Hugo, and Hugo isn't reacting well. He's having a seizure. Here is the mom's reaction to this situation.
Lucas, come, right now.
Coming! I heard Hugo cry. What's going on?
He didn't react well. He's having a seizure.
What? Mother! You must stop this. We don't know this man.
Amicia, this sort of thing was always likely. And this man is an exalted member of the most ancient college of alchemists that exists. The Order knows the macula.
Okay, first off, what kind of reaction is that? No mother is going to leave the room as their child is having a seizure, and she doesn't even seem concerned. While Amicia is reacting exactly how a mother should react. I'm just gonna say it. I don't know if anyone else is thinking this, but Beatrice is not a good mother. She talks as if she's a good mother, but she doesn't act like one. Amicia is the real mother now. She's the true mother. And I recognize that the mother was probably written to be somewhat annoying to us, so the players related more with Amicia, but I still couldn't help but dislike her. Just anytime she was in the scene, it just made the game so much worse. Oh God, the mom's back. I just do not like the mom, man. If you intended to make the mom annoying, Asobo, good fucking job, man. Good fucking job. Bye, Mom. We won't miss ya. Good knowing ya. Sorry, Lucas, you're a necessary sacrifice to get rid of her. Hopefully we'll meet up with you later. With the mom gone, let's talk about some of the other characters. Returning characters like Lucas and Hugo had nice model upgrades, especially Lucas. What a fantastic upgrade. I mean, look at the difference here. It's insane the difference between 3 years. The first game, I thought it looked amazing at the time, but kind of crazy how they improved it so much. Hugo is definitely a bit more emo now, which threw me off a bit in the marketing leading up to the game, but it kind of makes sense with the macula progressing within him, so I got used to that look pretty quickly. Arno was a great addition to the game, one of the best characters in the game for sure, and a special shout out to Amicia. I just love her look, man. Whoever designed her did a great job. She is so badass looking. I'd say she's definitely up there with Ellie in The Last of Us for my 2 favorite female protagonists now. Now, let's talk about the rats. They were the absolute best part of the original, and they were amped up to 5,000% in Requiem. It's amazing what the programmers were able to do in this game.
Hold! No! We're done! No! We've got light. We're safe for now.
I truly mean it when I say this game has some of the coolest set pieces of any game I've played. Moments very similar to something you'd see in the Uncharted series. Those unforgettable gameplay set pieces that become water cooler moments.
Please, you gotta stop this!
Now, let's talk about some of the gameplay upgrades that Asobo made in the sequel, with a few minor complaints as well. One of the first things you'll notice is that the rocks are now unlimited, instead of being a finite resource like the first game. Definitely a welcome change. Stealth in general has just been improved so much in Requiem. You can now eliminate enemies from behind with your sling too. You can also go and push guards into piles of rats and fire as well, which is actually harder said than done, because God forbid if you're not in light, the rats are going to make you pay for it. And by far, one of my favorite additions to the game is the tar item. The tar item allows you to throw it into fire sources and create even larger areas of light.
Yes, just throw tar directly into the fire. It will boost the flames for a while. That's... well, yes, that will work.
All right, let's try. It's here. My eyes!
Ooh, I love that feeling, man. Throwing that in that fire and it just fucking explodes with light. It's like you have the power of the sun at your fingertips. It's just so satisfying. I would just throw it at enemies' torches to fuck with them. I knew it wouldn't kill them, but it was just still fun to do. They've also added the ability to use companions in stealth and combat situations, whether it's the ability to use Sophia's prism to start a fire to distract enemies.
Smoke? What's going on?
It's so nice.
Or Lucas' stun ability to give you a moment of respite.
Lucas, use a stupefaccia.
Will do. Get ready. Hurry, it'll fade away soon.
Or sending Arno to take out a few guards.
Well done.
It's what I do.
I can see that.
Before I move on from the companions, did anyone notice how close they followed you around? I'd be trying to look around and admire the beautiful scenery in front of me, for them to just get all up in the camera. I even tried running away from Sophia at one point to get her out of my camera, but she's like frickin' Usain Bolt, man. She would always catch me. I will say the biggest gameplay upgrade in the sequel has to be the crossbow. This thing is not only used in combat scenarios, but it can be used to progress through dark areas as well.
That's one.
I can almost see a way through.
Done! You can come!
Yes! Brilliant! On my way!
I would say the biggest bummer with the crossbow is that it's so limited in the first half of the game, until you unlock the reinforced bolt upgrade. This allowed you the ability to recover bolts from dead bodies, which basically made them unlimited. You just needed to remember to pick them up after you killed the enemy, which was awesome. This is honestly when I felt like the game was really starting to hit its stride gameplay wise. This upgrade for recovering bolts from dead bodies allowed you to get more aggressive like games like The Last of Us or Tomb Raider, which is where I could see the sequel evolving to eventually. Last thing I want to talk about with the gameplay is the souvenirs you collect in the game. A lot of these are really cool, they add a bit of narrative and they're nice additions to the game. That said, the Screeeech souvenir that you find on the island felt way out of place.
You know what else birds of prey do? They screech. You ready?
Yes!
Sophia is going to screech with us, right?
I was born to screech.
On 3. 1, 2, 3! Screeeech!
All right, time to head back down.
Now everybody knows we're here.
Nice screeching, by the way, you two.
Yours was pretty good too.
I know, it's my commanding voice. You need one to be heard over the sound of the sea.
Your crew must love it.
Oh, they've never complained.
For a game that takes itself pretty seriously overall, I was completely thrown off by this part of the game. I normally wouldn't care about something so small and silly, but it honestly took me an hour to kind of take the character serious again. I just wasn't a big fan of the first half of the island level. The second half was fantastic though, some of the best chapters in the game. A standout later on the island was when they were re-entering the castle. Soldiers are holding off the rats and people are hurt and dying all around you. This is when A Plague Tale Requiem really shines.
Dig trenches along the ramparts and fill them with tar. Keep them burning. Any breach could make the palace fall.
And if the rats enter the palace,
Then you're dead. Keep them burning. Bloody thieves. Trying to steal our hard work. You bastard!
Get down, quick!
I won't come back, I swear! Get it! Stop! Leave it to me! I beg you! No! Should have thought of that before you lot stole from us! Goodness, Matthias! That's how we make sure they don't come back. I lost 2. They're coming!
If they don't calm down, I think it's too late.
don't go any further, Amicia.
Oh, Lord!
Amicia!
Hey!
What's going on?
How many of you are there?
Wait! We didn't mean to trespass. We fell here by accident. We'll leave if you show us how.
Lies!
I swear! I don't know what's happening here, but we have nothing to do with it.
Lies! You bloody thieves! I'll cut you to pieces!
Run!
Attention! We just caught a looter over there. There may be others. Search the area and kill on sight. Understood. Spread out, men! Be careful!
Hey, I know. I will do what's good for you. I will. There's a hole. I'm going in.
Be careful.
Oh, Lord. Oh.
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
There's dead people everywhere! Get out!
No! It's going to be all right. Forgive me. They got us! I must free the boat!
Enough! They'll kill you!
They'll die first. Go back inside unless you want to fight! You stay away from my family!
Amicia is the standout here, but I also like these performances as well. Lucas, Arno, Hugo most of the time. Sometimes he can be annoying, but I think overall he's great. The Magister, I thought he had a great voice. And the Count, I thought they were all good. Next, I want to give you 2 examples of when the music in this game blew me away. So the first track is called No Turning Back. This is early in the game in Chapter 1, Subchapter Under the Sun. This is when Amicia is thrown from the carriage into the tall grass and must escape the area alive and save her friends.
Get the cart! Oh, don't let her get away! I know you're in there somewhere. Show yourself!
My sling. Oh, still in the
She was right there.
Move on.
He must be still around.
Stay low.
Open your eyes. Let's extend the search to the fields.
Yes. Go away.
Careful, she's wicked.
With the combination of the sun beaming into view and hitting the tall grass that you're hiding in, and this track comes on, and the enemies are hunting for you, I mean, what an absolute epic use of music in this situation. I couldn't believe how good it was, and it quickly became one of my favorite tracks on the whole soundtrack. The second example is a track called Unwilling Violence. This happens in Chapter 4, A Protector's Duty. This is during the mission when Amicia and Lucas are attempting to meet up with Joseph in his boat.
All right, all right. Meet me at the next pontoon!
Who are you? Where's the captain?
Shit!
Intruder!
Move, now!
Yes, come on.
That was close.
Yes.
Hey, you heard that?
He came from the pontoon! Come with me!
Soldiers.
To cover.
Hey!
Damn. Wait, what was that? Joseph broke a jar of tar. You react with the torch. That's a quick way to do it. Lucas, it's getting too dangerous. We'll get killed or miss that boat. I need to use my sling again. Yes. Do what you must. We need that boat at all costs. Good. Let's go.
This track is another perfect example of the music motivating you. You now understand the urgency of getting back to Hugo and realize that violence might just be the only way to get it done. And this is only 2 examples. I could go on and on. And I haven't even mentioned the main theme song for this game. The main theme is so iconic, you'll be humming it for weeks after you've heard it. I want to play a game with you guys, and I'm going to call it Name That Game Soundtrack. I'm going to play a tiny portion from some of the most iconic game soundtracks, and you try and guess the game. The goal of this exercise is to try and see how iconic A Plague Tale's music really is. The faster a song is recognized, obviously that means it's really recognizable and iconic. If you haven't heard or played any of these, they may not ring a bell, but give it your best shot. I do think in time, A Plague Tale's main theme will be just as iconic as any of these others. Also, comment below and tell me how many you got. Take a listen. So how'd you guys do? I hope that kind of illustrates my point. If you have played the game, I think that main theme is unforgettable. If you thought that was fun, maybe share it with your friends and see how they do too.
Welcome to episode 8 of A Plague Tale Requiem, composer walkthrough. I'm Olivier de Rivière, the composer, and today we're going to the island. What was really important for me and for the team was that Plague Tale Requiem is a sequel, and it's always difficult to do sequels because to reach the same sort of impact for players, you need to be twice as good as the first iteration. So basically, if we can make it as good as the previous one, it means that it is twice as good. It's something that I've been doing for a lot of games that luckily I've done the sequel for.
Well, sir, I think you guys did it. You didn't just double it. I think you honestly tripled it. It's that much of an upgrade over the original. I think experiencing the music alone is worth the $60. Like, I think there was just so much effort and time put into the music and the audio to go with the gameplay, and just the new music systems is enough to justify the sequel being much better than the original. And I gotta say this, I haven't listened to a soundtrack outside of the game, like after I've beat it, this many times in a long time. But how does this game compare to others in the same genre? Like Last of Us, Uncharted, Tomb Raider. Personally, I think it's one of the better ones in the genre now. I'll take A Plague Tale Requiem over any of the Tomb Raider games, and I'll take it over Uncharted 1 and 3. It does become a closer race when you compare it to something like Uncharted 2 and 4 and The Last of Us. The original Last of Us is in my top 3 games of all time, so I don't think many games stand a chance against that one. But I think Requiem is right up there with Uncharted 2 and 4 for sure, which are some of the best games of all time. I really do think this game will have the lasting appeal like those do. And I think that's so impressive because Asobo only had a 70-person team working on this game. And before we go, please consider liking the video and subscribing, and a special shout out to you guys for helping me get past that 100 subscriber count. For the love of God, that took forever. Anyways guys, thanks again for watching, and until next time, stay in the light my friends. Later.